There is a brutal truth most people never want to hear. They say they want happiness. They pray for it. They chase it. They beg life for it. They look for it in money, in sex, in status, in relationships, in attention, in success, in being chosen, in being seen. And yet somehow, it still doesn't come. So why? Why does happiness seem to find some people almost effortlessly, while others spend years searching, suffering, forcing, pushing, obsessing, and still end up empty? Here is the answer, and it's not comfortable. Happiness is personal. For one person, happiness means power. It means influence. It means leading people, leading nations, leading the world. For another person, happiness is much simpler. It's coming home to family. It's peace. It's a quiet weekend. It's going fishing on Saturday and Sunday. It's ordinary life, but deeply felt. And this is where most people completely miss the point. The higher forces, God, destiny, whatever language you prefer, have an individual path for each person. A personal task, a personal route, a personal unfolding. And through that path, a person receives the happiness that is meant for them. So then the question becomes, if happiness exists for you, what is stopping it from reaching you? The answer is harsh. You are. Yes, you. Not your ex. Not your childhood. Not the economy. Not bad luck. Not the wrong generation. Not society. Not fate being unfair. You are the one standing in the way. Why? Because, first of all, you are not actually living. You are constantly diving into the past, replaying old scenes, reopening old wounds, rewriting conversations that already ended, thinking, if only I had done this, if only that had happened, if only life had gone another way. Or you disappear into fantasy, into future projections, into imagined outcomes, into mental movies about what would finally make you feel complete. And while you are trapped in yesterday or hypnotized by tomorrow, you fail to notice what is being given to you right now. And that matters more than most people understand, because life responds to how you receive it. If someone gives you good food and you eat it with presence, gratitude, enjoyment, if you actually taste it, feel it, appreciate it, then in a sense, life says, good. This person can receive. Give them more. Why? Because good creates more good. What is received well tends to return in greater form. But if, while eating that meal, you are staring into your phone, your attention hijacked, your mind somewhere else, your emotions hooked into problems, comparisons, frustrations, cravings, suffering over things you don't have, things you can't get, things slipping through your fingers, then something very dangerous happens. You lose yourself. And once you lose yourself, you stop recognizing what is nourishing you, what is draining you, what is healing you, and what is quietly destroying you. Let's speak honestly. That device in your hand, yes, the phone, can become one of the most dangerous tools in your life. And I say this very seriously, because for many people today, that gadget, along with the laptop, the television, the endless stream of digital noise, has become a mechanism of internal destruction. Not always visibly, not dramatically at first, but steadily. It destroys attention. It destroys silence. It destroys inner balance. It destroys sleep. It destroys emotional stability. It destroys your ability to be with yourself. And when a person can no longer be with themselves, they become weak, suggestible, anxious, restless, fragmented. If you already have panic attacks, depressive episodes, intrusive thoughts, constant nervous tension, irrational fear, emotional instability, then do something radical, something simple, something most people refuse to do because they are terrified of what they might feel when the noise is gone. Turn it off completely. For one day, for 2 days, or if you are serious, for 7 days and watch what happens. You may be stunned because what returns first is not boredom. What returns first is you. Your balance starts coming back. Your sleep starts regulating itself. Your mood softens. Your body settles. Your nervous system stops being whipped like an animal. Your relationship with yourself becomes clearer. Your relationship with the world becomes calmer. Your overall well-being begins to improve. Why? Because much of what you call life is actually overstimulation. Much of what you call stress is unnecessary invasion. Much of what you call your personality is simply a nervous system under attack. The truth is this: you are driving yourself into the ground, and these devices are not helping nearly as much as you think. In many cases, they are getting in the way. I once had an experimental group of people who complained about panic attacks, depressive episodes, nervous conditions, chronic fear, internal restlessness, and I gave them a very simple challenge. 1 day a week, no phone at all, and on the other days, they were not allowed to turn their phone on before 11 a.m. and not after 11 p.m. That means from 11 in the morning to 11 at night, they could use it. Outside of that, nothing. A small boundary, a small discipline, not a monastery, not a cave, just a limit. And within 1 week, there were changes. Their physical well-being improved. Digestion improved. The gut improved. Cardiovascular symptoms softened. Sleep improved. Depth of sleep improved. Morning wake-ups became easier. Mood improved. Character improved. Their overall state improved. Do you understand how shocking that is? 1 week, not a year, not 10 years of therapy, not a miracle pill, not some mystical ritual. 1 week of reducing digital invasion, and the human system started correcting itself. So then people ask the question that reveals everything. But what would I even do without my phone? That question alone should scare you. Because what it really means is, have I become so disconnected from life that I no longer know how to exist without constant stimulation? There's so much you can do. You can sit, yes, literally just sit. You can sit down, close your eyes, and remain with yourself. Do you know that you could walk outside without a phone? Do you know that you can walk and simply watch leaves move in the wind, watch clouds drift, look at the stars, observe people, sit on a bench and drink water, be nowhere special, doing nothing impressive, and still experience life? Most adults have forgotten this. They have forgotten that joy does not require excess. It does not require overeating. It does not require getting drunk. It does not require dramatic pleasure. It does not require constant conquest. It does not require sleeping with someone just to feel alive. Joy can come from something much simpler: the fact that you exist. But then comes the deeper question: what is your joy? What is the joy that belongs specifically to you? Because your joy is not random. God, or the higher order of life, has a personal form of joy for you. And this is why so many people suffer in love, because they search in desperation, they chase, they obsess, they force, they cling, they panic, they settle, they beg to be chosen, they work themselves into emotional exhaustion trying to find the right one. But I am telling you something powerful. The moment the frantic search ends, the moment you release the fever, the moment you say calmly and deeply, "It doesn't matter. The right man will come. The right one will be the most necessary, the truest, the kindest, the best for me." Why? Because until then, you are not available. You are not open. You are not trusting. You are not aligned. You are in agitation. And agitation repels what peace would attract. As long as you are hunting with desperation, suffering through your own search, grinding yourself down emotionally, becoming bitter and frantic, good things struggle to enter. There is a simple image for this. When there is a long line and one person shoves their way to the front out of arrogance, What usually happens? They get sent to the back. Life works like that more often than people think. Force is not always power. Sometimes force is disqualification. That is why trust matters. Trust in higher forces. Trust in timing. Trust that life can help a person. Because it can, and because it does. Now, let's go even deeper. People often say, I want to be rich. Fair enough. But what separates a rich person from a poor person? There are many nuances. Entire books can be written on that. In fact, I wrote one, Magic of Money. It deals with psychological and psychosomatic components that shape worldview, behavior, and financial outcomes. But here is one essential truth. A person must understand certain principles if they ever want to become truly wealthy. And the first principle sounds strange. It is this: the bad matters, because the world is structured like a pyramid. And in that structure, a person does not receive simply what they say they want. A person receives much more in alignment with what they feel. This is where the fantasy collapses. People love the comforting lie: you get whatever you want. No, if that were true, everyone would immediately become what they say they want to be. Everyone would be healthy. Everyone would be rich. Everyone would be beautiful. Everyone would be adored. Everyone would be fulfilled. But that is not what happens. And deep down, everyone knows it. You can repeat all day long, I am young, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am healthy. But repeating those words mechanically does not automatically make you young, beautiful, smart, or healthy. You can say, my heart doesn't hurt. My heart is perfectly healthy. But if your heart is sick, your words alone will not heal it. People can tell you otherwise. They can sell you fantasies. They can package slogans and call them transformation. But reality is more serious than slogans. Words by themselves are not the engine. When a person begins to focus on their actual life, not fantasy, not performance, not spiritual theater, but real life, they must understand this. Desires are fulfilled through feeling. Feeling is the sail. Feeling is the current. Feeling is the signal that higher forces read. Why? Because feelings do not speak in language. They are more honest than speech, more revealing than affirmations, more direct than self-description. And so when something feels genuinely good to you, not addictive, not numbing, not performative, but deeply right, and life tends to move more in that direction. When you feel, this is good, I like this gives me peace, this gives me joy, that is registered. And in some mysterious but very real way, more of it is allowed. And when you live in the opposite, I hate this, I am angry, I am bitter, I am resentful, I am disgusted, I am constantly upset, that too is registered. And then life becomes heavier. So yes, we can say it simply. The more bad feelings fill your days, the worse life becomes. Look honestly at your emotional life. Not your image. Not your social media persona. Not your clever words. Your actual feelings. What lives in you most often? Resentment, envy, fear, irritation, disappointment, bitterness, constant complaint, permanent dissatisfaction. If your inner life is full of bad feelings, then your outer life will increasingly reflect that weight. And if your inner life contains more good feeling, genuine warmth, gratitude, ease, humor, delight, softness, trust, life tends to improve. This is one of the deepest patterns of existence, and people see it all the time. You know those people, the laughing ones, the bright ones, the playful ones, the light-hearted ones. Things seem to work out for them. Doors open, luck follows them, people like them, opportunities find them. And then, somewhere along the way, something changes. They become like everyone else. Heavy, cynical, irritable, negative, dry, petty, complaining, rigid, and from that point on, their life starts sliding downhill. That is not a coincidence. That is the cost of emotional corruption. So here is the conclusion. If you want happiness, stop abandoning yourself. Stop living in the past. Stop worshiping the future. Stop disappearing into your phone. Stop forcing life. Stop trying to conquer what can only arrive through alignment. Stop poisoning your days with endless negative feeling and start paying attention to the one thing that may be shaping your destiny more than you realize. What you feel. Because maybe your life is already trying to reach you. Maybe peace has already knocked on your door. Maybe love has already started moving toward you. Maybe your health is waiting for silence. Maybe your joy is standing right beside you. And maybe, in the most tragic way possible, you missed it because you were staring at a screen.